Good afternoon. My name is Caleb Viewers. This is my discussion post for scenario number 2. It's where your commercial pilot asks to substitute fly for a local radio DJ doing the traffic reporting. As just starting off the PAVE checklist, I have no major considerations or concerns with that as the pilot. I'm commercial rated, and I'm able to receive compensation for flying, which receiving flight time can be considered compensation. The aircraft is going to be most likely a light single engine aircraft, probably something that I have flown before and is very familiar with. And especially since I already agreed to take this flight, I'm sure I'm familiar with this aircraft. The environment is where I start to feel most of the risk lies. In this scenario, it's most likely around a Class Bravo, possibly a Class Charlie airspace for traffic reporting. A lot of the smaller towns probably wouldn't have the resources to have a traffic reporter. So being most likely a Bravo, possibly a Charlie airspace, there's probably going to be a higher density of other air traffic in the area. There's probably going to be some taller buildings, radio antennas in the area. However, one of the positive things with the environment would be being a Class Bravo or Charlie airspace, there would be radar services available in the area. Depending on workload, the problem would be to try to get the radar services for traffic advisories. The external pressures, I think that would vary depending on how familiar you are with the operation, where you sit at with your career. For the scenario, just to assume that pilot is early on in their flying career and they're trying to build flying time to move up to possibly a bigger operation, full-time flying job. In this case, there would be a lot of pressure to perform and have a good recommendation and a good track record. And to address the actual scenario, I would try to, and being asked to fly low over the crash scene that we spotted initially, I would try to perform the best that I can within my comfort zone. I'm going to assume that I'm very familiar with this area. However, still the legal part of it is probably going to be a populated area, so the lowest I would be able to go is 1,000 feet AGL, and I am actually pretty comfortable with that, and I'm going to assume that most people probably would be at that point. If I'm receiving radar services, that actually alleviates a little bit of my pressures with that. It's an extra set of eyes, because if we're out reporting about a crash, somebody else will be most likely. And depending on the severity of the crash, there could be a lifeguard helicopter that would be responding as part of the first response for a serious accident. Just a couple of other considerations before taking off I would have liked to have addressed would be, who is the owner or operator of the aircraft? What type of flight is this? Also, am I covered under their insurance? And depending on what type of operation this, how they operate this aircraft, would this flight be possibly considered an illegal charter by the FAA? Those things I'm sure would have been addressed prior to departing, but I think that's something that should be brought up or thought about. Other than that, I think it's a very comfortable situation. The biggest one would be looking out for traffic and having your minimums that how low you will get. Thank you, and have a good day.